You're going to pay some fine right here for
Okay, that is video of Crumbl CEO Jason McGowan, who promised to pay the $50,000 fine for BYU fans storming the field after its big win over Utah.
Yeah, storming the field is a no-no, but the fine never happened. So Jason McGowan is helping clear school lunch debt for Provo City and Salt Lake City school districts. And we have Jason McGowan, the CEO of Crumbl Cookies, joining us live this morning. Thanks for joining us this Friday morning, Jason.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Well, thanks for having me.
Okay, so why were you willing to pay that $50,000 fine?
Well, you know, I was on the sidelines. BYU invited me to be on the sidelines for the game, and I saw the excitement of all the fans and everyone being excited. And you know, they talked about there being a fine and that sort of thing. And I said, you know, I want them to enjoy and have a little fun, and I'm going to go ahead and pay for that fine. And so that's kind of what kicked off the whole thing.
Yeah, and why did they decide not to impose that fine, do you know?
Yeah, so it's my understanding that a lot of safety protocols were put in place so that the Ute fans can get off the field, and a lot of good safety measures that were put into place. And so because of that, they decided not to fine them after all because of the safety measures that they put in place.
And it didn't seem like they did any kind of damage at all either. So when the fine didn't happen, what made you decide to donate it for school lunch debt?
Well, after I decided to, you know, pay the fine, there was so much outpouring for in the community to come to Crumbl, and they were so grateful to be able to enjoy the experience together. It just felt like I needed to do something, and you know, in the spirit of Kalani and loving our opponents and those kinds of things, I thought, you know, why don't we take care of a real need in Utah, which is, you know, school lunch debt. And so that morning I said, well, let's do it for not only Provo, but let's do it for our opponents and their kind of home school districts as well. And so that's what we did. We made some phone calls in the morning, and we just wiped out the debt completely for both those counties.
Well, you probably heard the stories of kids who, if they do have school lunch debt, they end up getting a cheese sandwich. And there's a bit of shame that goes into that, and they're kind of embarrassed that they didn't have the money. And it's not their fault.
No, it's not. And, you know, the amount of messages I've received from people that were grateful and excited, and the stories I heard behind the scenes, and there's a lot of it, frankly, that I didn't even know myself. And it's a huge problem, and it's something that we really need to even do more on. After, you know, this experience, it kind of motivated me to think, you know, maybe we need to do something more. Maybe we need to figure out how to you know, really solve this problem. But it was grateful to be able to do it, and my heart was just warm with joy of all the stories that I heard of people being able to actually go and have more lunches now because of this, and not have that financial burden that some of these parents have. Some of them are single mothers, and some of them, you know, they live in not in affluent neighborhoods, and they're just trying to figure out a way to feed their kids. And I don't know, we shouldn't really be having to worry about those kinds of things when kids are getting educated, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. You also donated to BYU, a BYU fund, right?
Yes. So, you know, one of the spirits of the thing when we were getting going was to really take care of our players, you know, and in Provo, you know, we really want to make sure that our players are taken care of, they're loved, and they play a lot and they work a lot hard for us to be able to enjoy a wonderful game. And so I put the money that was going to be the fine, the $50,000, into the school, and we're going to work on a nail deal to really help out some of the players there.
Okay, how did you become such a super BYU fan?
Well, my wife got her PhD there, you know, and from even, you know, when I first came here, I'm originally from Canada, and when I came to America, I started coming to some BYU games, and I just fell in love with the game, and I fell in love with BYU, and so I've been converted to the BYU way. So.
Okay, and tell us your Crumbl story too. I mean, that's quite a story in and of itself, which makes it possible for you to help out some of these important causes.
Yeah, you know, Crumbl started here in Logan, Utah, and it's a Utah brand, and a Utah company, and we've been around since 2017, so about 8 years, and now we're all across the country. So we're in all 50 states. We have a little over 1,100 stores, and we've opened up in Canada, and we actually just officially signed our first deal, and we're going to be going into Mexico too as well. So it's becoming an international brand that all started in Utah, And so that's the other thing too, is our community really helped Crumbl get going too as well. So it's just a way for us in our small little way to give back to the community and just share the love with the community that's really helped raise us, both in Crumbl and in BYU.
And you're going the extra miles this weekend. You're going to see the Iowa State game on the road.
I have to do it. I tell you what, I have to do it. So we're 7-0, and I have to keep the train going. So, as long as BYU keeps winning, I might have to keep making those travels.
Oh, that's right. Well, we wish the Cougars a lot of luck this weekend, too, as well as you. And thanks for the generosity, too, because that money's going to some very important causes.
Yeah, some of us even love BYU fans if they're giving back to the community.
Well, thank you so very much, and we appreciate you, too. What a great rivalry it was last week, and what great fans everyone has as well. So we're just happy to be part of the Utah community.
All right, Jason, thank you very much. Great talking with you, and good luck.
Thank you so much. You too.
Okay, we'll see you.